Alright, game on everybody! More CCL, more Heroes of the Storm with our North American League here. And we got Oxygen going up against Granit Gaming today. A pretty decent Heroes of the Storm match, whereas Granit Gaming had a bit of a rough start into the season. Oxygen is currently undefeated, so this is going to be a best of 5 series where they're going to try to advance further in the rankings of our Heroes of the Storm tournament or league. And on the left side we got the blue team with Red Robot on Diablo, we got Nazmas on Urel, Madara on Medivh, already a cool combo for them. Prismaticism is playing Hanzo and Banana H on Brightwing. On the right side of the map we got Nentori on Diva, Nick on Kira for Granit Gaming, Svampgarota on Sonya, Yasu on Lucio, and Skork is playing Arthas. So a couple of things right off the start. First of all, the old UI with the talents listed at the top, and unfortunately no direct view on the baseline talents or quest talents in general is being used because Blizzard actually released a hotfix. Didn't release any patch notes with it, didn't really say what it did, most likely just fixed a couple of typos. Unfortunately, with the way that Blizzard codes the game, it means that all of the replays are useless in the actual patch in the live client, and you have to load into the old one. Now, I know it's a little bit annoying, I know that we have to just go over the old systems here, and it's a little bit rougher to actually check out which kind of baseline stacks we have. But again, guys, you have to have a little bit of patience, and I'm begging for your understanding. Blizzard is a small indie company, and the two developers that they have, they just couldn't properly code the game. So we have what it is, and therefore, well, it just is what it is. This is the way it goes. Also, on a different side note, again as usual, the quick indicator, guys, we got also all of these games played out on the North American Heroes of the Storm server, to be exact on NA Central. So all of the Heroes of the Storm players from Europe and from Korea that find themselves in these teams play cross server. Therefore, they play with a ping disadvantage, which can be quite significant. We've seen in the past combos like Diablo and Medivh with the ley line into the Apocalypse tried by some of the European teams, for example, and it didn't really work out. Even with the best of circumstances, you see oftentimes a combo like this fail, and if you then also deal with ping, it's of course a bigger issue. One way to really see what exactly is happening there is if you, for example, check out the way of the Koreans and how they handle the ping, and then you take a look at the Korean tournament that I have on my YouTube channel as a playlist where you see the same players making plays on their home server, and you'll see some pretty serious differences right there. But either way, as we're starting into this, as I mentioned a bit previously, we have a situation where Granit Gaming had a bit of a rough start into the CCL, into the Heroes of the Storm League. They are now on the 5th Playday as we're entering this series on a score of only 1 match that they could decide in their favor and 3 that they lost. Oxygen, on the other hand, heading into this series as the clear favorite, they decided all 4 series that they played so far in their favor. Therefore, they are number 1 in the standings, undefeated thus far, at least in matches. So we got a couple of things that we really have to talk about here. We didn't even touch on compositions yet, but as you can see, it seems like Granit Gaming took a little bit of a page out of the book of HeroesHearth and went into the triple bruiser frontline. Now, to be fair, it's something that they tried previously already. They had some of the tournaments on the European server where they went into a very similar style, where they used Diva as a bit of a main tank and had additional side laners there. HeroesHearth, of course, played that in the North American League. But it's going to be interesting if this works out for Granit, because on the European server they get absolutely creamed whenever they were trying to do anything like that. So here they have a bit of a different approach today, and it starts off with a kill against Prismaticism, and Medivh is dead too. That's the stacks gone already, so that's off to a good start. Nicely done. The kill, lockdown into the Immortal stun. They are able to take him down. That's the first blow against the blue team, and all of a sudden with the 2-0 lead in kills, they are able to make it towards the top to try and follow up with a third against Red Robot. Brightwing comes in to help out. Pretty good start, at least, for Granit Gaming. Also going into that slam build on Sonya that we previously also saw in some other games, looking for a bit more damage instead of the usual spin to win. Now, the last time we've seen that was in one of the matches on Sky Temple, was played with a double support. That was one of the reasons why they didn't need the extra sustain from Sonya herself. In this case, of course, with 2 frontliners at her side, even more melee. I mean, we have Kira also there. There's, of course, a little bit of a focus on single targets. Now, there's a couple of things to say about if you're going going in this heavily of a melee setup, and that is that if your opponent plays with a bit of outside poke, they can slowly but steadily poke you down. If you play a composition like the one that Granit Gaming is running, you need to commit to fights. You can't just simply go into some kind of like stalemate on the map where it's a standoff and people are just poking. If you commit, you gotta commit. And you either win or you win well, or you just lose nearly everything, because retreating is not really an option. So if your opponent is playing with some nice poke from afar, it can be tricky. That's not necessarily the case when we're looking at Oxygen on the other hand though, because they have Hanzo, and Hanzo's kind of nice in those setups, but it's not like we're having some additional, I don't know, Gul'dan, Cassia poke or whatnot. Topside pressure with the first Immortal is looking pretty solid for Granit Gaming though. The 2 kills that they took earlier are really helping them to get an initial head start into the game as they start to push the top lane, drop the fort down to 50% HP. Yrel, Nazmas trying to slow down the rotation from Swamgrota. Nicely done. In the old HGC days, that would have netted him some extra experience gains, but of course now that we have those experience globes in play, you can be a bit slower and more sloppy on your rotations, and that allows Swamgrota to still arrive in time to pick up all the XP right over here. So, as all of this stands, we got the spear on level 7 for Sonya. Arthur's with the Icebound Fortitude, so he's gonna play around that. Stacks are slowly continuing to creep in for Medivh too, of course, but, well, he's not done with the quest yet since Madara died earlier. Here comes the approach towards Yasuo, but the French player so far doing well, blocking out Diablo too. The portals are already being set up here, and portal control will once again be important. Yasuo is one of the heroes that Granit Gaming has where they can play around that. But if Medivh... I mean, Medivh is always a huge problem if he's on the other side. If you have a good Medivh player against you, he can ruin your day. So these portals will be quite interesting. What they can do, if they can jump onto the back line. Also, leyline into Apocalypse is another really big thing that they could look at. And both of those heroes are controlled by NA players. So ping is not an issue for them. They should be able to set the combo off quite reliably. Sonya a little bit in trouble at the bottom of the map, is still falling back though, and the attack is focusing instead on Banana H at the top side, and Brightwing goes down. The fort is also being attacked. There is a rotation coming in from the bot lane as the blue team is looking to defend their fort, but I don't think that they can really do that. Well, they got the portal, so they're trying to go in deep for it. There's Red Robot again as he is zoning them out, and the fort is at least for now held. But Swamgrota is already on the Immortal. He's already working on the next objective, and they got the level 10 ability too, so that makes things even more difficult now. As Diablo gets attacked, a little bit of a problem here, but the portal is helping him to get out. That one was desperately needed. Now level 10 is ready for Team Oxygen as well. Oxygen Esports now with the opportunity to set either a Hanzo arrow up, or maybe even with the ley line use the Apocalypse to stun the targets out. There's a lot of combo potential now between those 3 heroes. Back in the days, especially in Infernal Shrines, one of the initial combos that was used when Hanzo got introduced to the game was a Hanzo stun arrow into an Apocalypse. That play is a bit more dicey. You really need to be on point with the timing, but the ley line allows for a bit more wiggle room, and they're going to try and use that now. So, Immortal is already shifting position. And I gotta say, Granit Gaming is looking so far pretty good. They got 3 kills against 0. They have a bit of an advantage in experience. They push the top lane. And now they are also in the lead on the halftime show. So at least the initial start into the game is not too bad for them. But then again, as I said, level 10 abilities always shift things very quickly. And that is especially true if you have a Medivh Diablo combo on the other side. So you need to be a bit careful that you don't cluster up too much, or there is the potential that this Wombo is going to wreck you completely in the team fight. Talking about wrecking things though, Brightwing is trying to get some wave clear out up at the top as the camp was escorted in. D.Va is trying to take care of the one at the bottom. In the middle of the map, the team fight is centering more around the Immortal, and Hanzo, with the help of Medivh, who's currently granting him some vision, is trying to poke this out. Again, Yrel gets attacked, and oh my god, they are really ganking up on her. Brightwing is jumping in to help out, and Nazmas is kept alive. The fight is still going on though, and Sonya has started to jump onto the Immortal too. So now we are seeing Granit being more on the defensive here, trying to save their own Immortal. Turnaround attempt against Diablo as the blue team was looking for an engage. There's the ley line, there's the APOC, and that's a triple hit, ladies. We also got the arrow shot out, and he hits it too. But they need to portal out. Brightwing is in trouble, and Banana H. That blink heal saved his ass. Then again, I don't really know if Brightwing has an ass or not. Nothing that I was really ever interested in. But either way, the fruit fly is alive. So the Immortal goes over to Granit Gaming. Yeah, and that's the second one. Second objective for them. So push through the bot lane. They're going to try to take another 4 down. Technically speaking, top 4 isn't gone yet, but that's going to happen sooner rather than later. And let's go. Let's see what they can do here. Also, quick look at the damage output. We got 13,000 for Sonya. She's currently top damage in this game. We got 13,000 for Hanzo as well, as the teams are starting to make their way in. And also, as we're taking a bit of a peek at the stacks here. Again, unfortunately, with the old UI, I can't tell you where Medivh is currently sitting with this baseline stacks. Hashtag blame Blizzard. They really need to update this UI. This thing is so antiquated, it is not even funny. Level 13 talents are soon going to be ready. And that's, of course, another power spike. And that Immortal is not done. Granit is coming in again and is looking for an opportunity to do even more work. They're not really pushing with this because Sonya is at the top and took down the second fort. In an ideal world, you would have had all 5 heroes at the bottom of the map to break through the wall and help the Immortal to do a bit more damage. But then again, they got a second fort out of it because Sonya was solo at the top lane and could easily take it down. So we can still call that a win. The red team has now 2 forts destroyed and they have the level 13 talent. Now then again, when you're looking towards Team Oxygen, they're playing this quite safe here. They're waiting for anybody to appear, maybe go for the camps. They're staying safe. You can see Banana H, he's not trying to push either. So now that Medivh is still sniffing out where exactly Granit Gaming is on the map, they're playing this incredibly passive. Just sitting here and thinking, why would we move out? There's nothing to gain on the map. We don't want to engage into a fight. We can slow all of this down. We can then take these lanes. But as long as we're just sitting back, there's nothing that we're losing. We give map control up, but there's nothing on the map to be controlled either. So they are playing this very, very slow, very disciplined now, and just wait for Granit Gaming to maybe even overstep and make a mistake here. So Urel has to come down to the bot lane now, or else they're going to lose quite a few of structures here. Turret and gate might both fall, regardless. And Urel is actually pushing the top lane out a bit further, trying to proxy another wave. But the rotation is in, and the Space Goat might not make it here. Nazmaz is able to escape. There's a portal, of course, from Medivh too, so that really helps. But everybody is waiting for the next Immortal when the real fight is going to start up again. I like that Oxygen is not taking this too lightly. They go up against an opponent that has a 1-3 match score, but they, even though undefeated, are really respecting their opponents, especially, of course, since in this series, at least in this game, we've seen Granit Gaming pull ahead a bit on our first map. So it's a pretty disciplined Heroes of the Storm style that's being played by Team Oxygen now. And now that the Immortals are up, it's time for another objective. And the blue team is starting to set up slowly here. And you can really tell they're taking this incredibly serious. They want to keep that spot in the rankings of this Heroes of the Storm League. So if they want to stay the #1, then they gotta play this slow, calm, and collected and wait for an opportunity. We have Urel still pushing out the top lane, even slowing that down a little bit, making sure that she can't be ganked either. At the bottom of the map, Brightwing is still in position, and everybody else is just looking into the middle of the map. Urel now realizing that there's a few heroes that are trying to step over for a visit, but doesn't get caught by that at all. It's even talents, but the question is for how much longer. Half a level is missing, and Granit Gaming is going to pick that up in absolute no time, so that would give them an extra talent. And especially the level 16 Heroes of the Storm talent here is pretty significant. It's going to be a lot of powerful tools that are going to be added to Granit Gaming, and a lot more damage too. So Oxygen, they will either have to just either they have to give out the halftime show, or they have to say, let's go before our opponent hits the 16, and it doesn't really seem like they're willing to be aggressive. As I said previously, they are playing a very, very slow game here, and they are just allowing Granit Gaming to slowly eke ahead a little bit. There's the 16. So with that, we're coming straight in with the aggression, because obviously Granit Gaming is looking for exactly that. Portal comes out, and now they focus on the Immortal. As I said, it's going to be a halftime show victory for Granit Gaming, quite likely. Oxygen gave that up when they didn't go for... Oh, big arrow into the APOC. Connects only with one. The sound barrier's there too. Arthas doesn't get hit by it. He escaped to the other side, but he dropped the army and is now looking pretty decent as well. Ghouls everywhere just healing him up. Halftime show has been taken. 16 versus 16 now. Full flame build on the side of Diablo, by the way, as Red Robot goes for another stun. Didn't even go into domination on level 16. Oh, Hanzo makes it out. But here comes another approach towards Sonya as she gets locked down. They escape with the portal, and it's time for another Immortal to be locked in for Granit Gaming. They're going to take the win here on the third objective, but Oxygen is still reducing the shield down to roughly 50%. I gotta say I like it. I kind of like what we're seeing here. It's a pretty good game from a tactical perspective, at least. There's not a lot of fighting going on. Teams are really trying to pick their battles. And of course, in an ideal world, as I explained at the beginning, Oxygen was hoping to probably poke down the melee composition of Granit, but these heavy commitments that we've seen from the red team have really made it difficult for them, especially with those sound barrier engages, with the sustain that we have on Arthas, especially coming from his level 1 and the Icebound Fortitude. Sonya coming in as well with the Wrath of the Berserker, and Diva, of course, always tricky to take down. If you have this much melee committing to the attack, you're in trouble. But that was a real nice move by Red Robot. He sets the kill up for the team. Sonya is down, and now they gotta fall back, and this is the moment when they're trying to come in with even more aggression. The arrow, though, missing narrowly as the red team is attempting to turn it against Diablo, who easily zones for the blue team as they focus on the Immortal itself. And they're actually gonna save this one. They're gonna save that keep. It's a close call, but they're able to make it happen. We're now 15 minutes into the game. So that was a pretty decent setup now. 3 kills to 1, and that Sonya kill was honestly so incredibly important. It was really good for them that they were able to lock that in. If not for that, I think the keep would have been lost 100%. They could have possibly lost even more. But Red Robot on Diablo comes in and flips Sonya onto the other side of the gate, and they have an easy time taking her out. If not for that kill, I think they could have... I mean, they would have lost the keep. They could have lost the game, depending on how the upcoming team fight would have ended. The experience gap is small, so there is not a big lead for Granit Gaming. They're still looking to see if they can lock in the level 20 talent first. Storm talents will of course be a huge advantage, but there's already another aggressive stance as they're looking for a fight. Now they can't quite get that, and Urel has to pop the ult, but she's still safe. It's still kind of neat what we have here. I mean, one of the problems that you, for example, have with Arthas oftentimes is that he is not really a hero that is good at engaging. He has the Howling Blast, that's the only real engage tool that he has, but there's no real gap closer for him. That gets mitigated a little bit, not only if you have the other heroes by his side that we're seeing here, but also with Lucio allowing him to just be a little bit faster and bridge those gaps more quickly. So the Lucio and Arthas combo is something that we have seen at times, even in HGC, when people were experimenting with a combo of the two heroes to try and see if maybe they can just overcome that weakness of Arthas and position him a little bit better in one of those tank roles. Now, most of the time that is in the side laner role, or was back in the days, every time you had someone like Greymane against you, but right here, not quite. So the next Immortal is up, and this one is gonna hurt if Granit takes it. But it doesn't really seem like they are going to get the chance to hit the level 20. I feel like at this point, the blue team has to force fight. They can't wait. They are not far behind experience, but they are a little bit behind. Here comes the stun, the lockdown, Diablo, the portal, the boot back, Lucy doing what he can to control it. And good damage done by Granit Gaming. They couldn't get the kill, but they forced Brightwing to also move in. Now the rotation of Banana H to the top side to take down the Shaman camp. Bottom of the map, Diva is doing the exact same thing. Both teams determined to save their lanes. Lucio falling back to the fountain, going for the quick pre-tap so that he's not going to run into trouble, especially with mana over here. But let's see if they can actually engage into this again. They want 20. They want 20 and they might get 20. There's also now a chance to just force a fight and force Brightwing to jump into the battle. That could help to let the top lane push a bit more aggressively and maybe even take that keep down without having to commit to anything. So there's a few ways that they can try and play this. Well, at least for now, Sonya is pushing the bot lane out as the team is still standing tall at the Immortal itself. And every single wave that she takes is going to help them a bit more in the attempt to get their Storm talents first. Now Arthas gets attacked. Still a bit of a poke happening against Dibbles. Gets attacked, gets locked down, is in trouble. Brightwing moves in. There's the ley line, hitting only 2. Apocalypse has the follow-up. And here comes the ult from Lucio. The stun against Svampgrotta. Sonya is a bit low, but here's the bomb. The arrow missing completely. Yrel gets attacked. Arrow is hitting a big chunk of nothing as the red team goes straight in for the Immortal, picks up the level 20 talent, and have a Storm talent advantage just at the right moment in time. Now the opportunity, of course, to take the halftime show, but the blue team is having none of it. Even with Brightwing defending the bot lane, they're immediately moving in. They know that Sonya is low, and they are trying to use that to their advantage as much as they can. 36,000 damage by now from Kira. We got 47,000 from Hanzo. And, well, there we go. Another quick move coming through as they're starting to make the play for Diablo. Once again, always going for the frontliner here. Good lockdown. Red Robot gets safe. Brightwing coming in as well. And Banana H, he might be in trouble now. They're all low. Yrel also had to pop the ult again and is moving out. It's a nice back and forth, honestly. With Storm talents now on both sides, both teams are determined to lock in this objective. Halftime show gets finally decided in favor of Granit Gaming. They've done a fantastic job running the objective in map number 1. And this is only the first map of our Heroes of the Storm series here. It's gonna be a best of 5. Another big best of 5 with Oxygen Esports attempting to hold on to that perfect record. They play for Diablo. No chance for him to use the epoch here. Arrow completely missing. Misses everything. Teamfight on the other hand still continues as the Immortal is getting focused. There's the shield. There's the portal again as Oxygen Esports is trying to escape. They're moving away. The ley line out again. They're trying to go straight for it. But the Immortal is already won. If they lose heroes now too, they're gonna be in trouble. Diablo, if he loses the souls, he would be a weak kitty. Madara also a bit low, but he escapes through the portal. Brightwing ain't that lucky. The Fruit Fly is down, has been eliminated, and they are chunking down Medivh. Medivh is gone as well. An easy peasy keep at the top if they want it, but they don't want to risk anything. They know the Immortal at the bot lane will end the game if they just keep it safe long enough. So they are all rotating to the bot lane in an attempt to end game number 1. Granit Gaming is looking absolutely fantastic here. Moving in once again, 5 kills to 1. They are pushing out Prismaticism in the back. Only 3 defenders. And this is a mad problem for the blue team. Their keep is about to go down. The Immortal still in ranged mode, still has shields, and the core is next on the list. They make a play for Diablo, and this is going to be the end of it. The Lord of Terror picking this 20, by the way, with the same name. He goes down. He's going to be back, but he doesn't have the soul stacks anymore. Hit point pool diminished. Nazmas is in trouble. The shield on the core is falling. This is going to be game number 1 as Granit Gaming takes the lead in the best of 5 here in the CCL. Great play from Granit Gaming, the red team, with the victory on Battlefield of Eternity. Nicely done, GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2, let's go. Granit Gaming taking the lead. Oxygen. Yeah, they lost the first map of the series. Again, the team is undefeated in the bigger scheme of things, so we'll see where this is headed. But right now, we got Granit on map number 1 in the lead. A bit more Heroes of the Storm action with the Diablo-themed map. As on the left side, we got Red Robot on Garrosh, we got Madara on Junkrat, Prismaticism on Deathwing, Banana H on Ana, and Nazmas on Leo. Alright, on the right side of the map, Nick on Hanzo, we got Svampgrotta on Sonya, Skork on Johanna, Nintori on Diva, and Yazu is playing Alexstrasza. Okay, so we got Alexstrasza in the game again. That means Dragon Queen, this time no Tychus. They still got one of the transformation that they can use to lock in the objective if they have a little bit of fun there. And, well, let's see how this is going to work out for the red team, because the lead on game 1 was actually a little bit surprising, honestly, because, as I said, Oxygen, they had more or less a flawless season already. They lost a few maps, but they haven't lost a match yet, and they're going to be very determined to keep it that way. But, of course, that also means they have to bring it back now. So, bottom of the map, there's where Nintori is currently going straight in for the spray game. There we got it. Spray game on point. Me likey. When it comes to compositions, there's a lot of poke now, especially Junkrat. Poking with grenades from the outside is going to be quite useful for the team. So that's already a good one. You got the Ana setup here, so you can nano boost that too. Leo is in as well, so we're going to see that in Tomb. And hopefully the follow-up with the Buried Life. Don't get me started on the, the game the other day. We actually saw that dodged. Now, with the Alexstrasza setup, it's still a pretty heavy front line since they decided to go for Sonya again, and we're seeing the same focus onto the slam build for her as we saw in the last game. This time, it's the red team that runs Hanzo, so we're gonna have a game where they can potentially play... I mean, they could even go Meme Strike. We had a couple of days in the CCL where a lot of teams would head into Meme Strike and then work towards level 20 and try to get the cooldown reduction. Now, the difference is pretty much that most of the times when we saw that, it was on maps that were more or less guaranteed to go into the late game. And I guess on Infernal Shrines that's true to an extent, but there is a chance that the game ends a little bit before that. So we'll see what they decide to do. I mean, the normal way to play this would be the stun arrow, but there's not a whole lot of follow-up, so unless they want to go for leap, and I really doubt that. So if they don't want to try to set something up like this, they have to go for isolated kills, which is still absolutely possible for them. But time will tell what exactly they do. In theory, at least, you can get some meme strike value because you can use it as a zoning tool, but the real value of the talent, as far as you have that, is usually unleashed when you lock in your level 20 and have the cooldown reduction. Time will tell, though. We'll see. Ana is actually holding back her skill so far. No talents taken for Banana H yet, so he's waiting this out. I mean, he doesn't really need to do anything yet, so I guess he can quick pick it. If he's a little bit bored in the early game, I suppose that is one way to deal around that. But, okay, so... Shrine activating, this time at the bottom of the map, which means, of course, you guessed it, the Shaman camps are going to become highly important right here. So, let's go. We currently have the camps timed. First one is taken on the right side, so Granit Gaming takes that a little bit sooner, which means that they will potentially be at the bottom of the map a little bit quicker and can take the initial lead. Let's not forget about Alexstrasza here. As I mentioned earlier, she is going to be the one that can help them to take a Punisher if she uses the Dragon Queen's form, roughly around 20 stacks, if we're going to get to that point. But yeah, the slam setup is there. We also got the Eternal Retaliation for Jojo again, so there's the wave clear. Junkrat stole it away. They both come in and Junkrat comes in and just steals it. I like it. That was just suck. You have everybody committing to a particular set of minions and then Junkrat just launches one grenade and it's Gucci. Now Sonya and Deathwing are now making their way in. At the top there's still a remainder of the Shaman camp that's sitting there. But here's the Dragon Queen, popped around 20. They should get the first one. You don't want to fight in the Dragon Queen. You have the bomb for zoning them too, so they are already abandoning the spot. It's 36 to 21. What they're hoping for is a kill. They know that the chance of them winning it are pretty much gone, but if you at least get a hero kill, then you can always diminish the value of the Punisher. That doesn't quite happen, so they have to bait it over the wall. Everybody is already taking position behind the wall so that they can bait it over with an ability. Junkrat is going to be the one, I suppose. Nope. Double stun even. Grenade build also. Ana has finally committed to a couple of talents. And Banana H decided to go grenade style here. Spears in on 7 now for Sonya too. And off we go. Another bit of a flip. Gets the Iron Skin out. Punisher goes for Ana. And Banana H is immediately asking for it. It's like, team, help. Alright. So with that, we now have the wall taken down. They got a bit of damage in. Level 8 versus level 8. And off we go. I gotta say, this is a bit of an interesting setup now, because it feels that Granit Gaming, just in general, is playing a bit better. Now, they had a couple of weird games over the last few weeks, I want to say. It felt like at the beginning they weren't really all that coordinated, and they were struggling maybe a bit with who was shot calling, maybe struggling also with the delay a bit. But they really started to play a much better style very, very soon after they had the 2 initial losses, because after week 1 and week 2 they still hadn't won a single map, but they started to turn it around against Simplicity. Couldn't win the series though, but they at least were able to take 2 maps, and also against Crowd Control they were able to take a map, so they're starting to really get a bit of momentum, and it might be the training as a unit, it might them just being able to synergize a little bit better, having clearer communication, but whatever it is, it seems to be working for them, and it's kind of cool that against someone like Oxygen, who so far had a very solid season, they're able to take a map and maybe even a bit more. Now, all that said, we have still a really good setup here for the blue team. They get the earlier level 10 despite the fact that they lost the objective. So far, no heroes were killed in this game. We have Entomb as usual for Leo. Falling Sword though against Ana. And that is something that I've been talking about for weeks now. If you see an Ana on the other side, using Falling Sword to just put pressure onto the healer is a really, really nice tool. Sometimes we see that comboed off with an Anduin that wants to go for the light bomb. We can also look at the arrow again. Dragon's Arrow plus Falling Sword is actually pretty nasty. If you manage to get the two connected, then you can go for some pretty significant kills. Arrow comes out, but already dodged out, and there is the kill. So we're going to look at that in just a second again, because they got a bit unlucky there, as you might have seen already. I mean, check this out. So the arrow comes just as Garrosh already uses the Indomitable to break through it. So here's the Indomitable, bam, and they're going for it. Red Robot with a sick play right there. I mean, that was actually incredibly well done by him. He sees all of this coming, comes in, and says like, nope, we're going to get that kill. And that was pretty impressive. So good move from Red Robot, very good awareness. And I'm coming back to some of the plays that he made in game number 1 already. Like, he's a real solid frontliner for them. And I actually like this quite a bit, what we're seeing from him here. So now they're trying for another move straight into the middle. And at the same time, top right, there's of course a camp taken again. A little bit of a late move of the blue team towards the top left. And we're going to see those two camps collide. Actually, at this point, it seems like they might even be willing to commit a little bit further towards the top lane pressure. But nah, they're moving back towards the shrine. So they're letting the blue team take their own shaman camp. But they're hoping for the initial start on the objective. Because, as usual, they have the bomb available on D.Va. And they have the Dragon Queen. With both of those tools in their tool belt, they should be able to get another one. Arrow, ooh, big arrow, big arrow. Yeah, huge travel time. Unfortunately, not connecting with anything. That would have been the perfect opportunity to get some additional value. But as the fight continues, here comes the Riptide. Gets taken down immediately. They're turning it on Deathwing. The bomb is out. The Dragon Queen has been used. Both of them early, by the way. Both of them very, very early, and that means they might actually lose this one. Normally you use it later, but the fight... Nazma's missing another one. That's a bit unfortunate for them here. They can't get the lockdown, they can't get the kill. They're falling behind further on the minions for the objective, and yep, that's gonna be it. D.Va might die for it though. Nintori is trying to escape. Spray game on point. Unfortunately, his escape skill is not quite. So the objective gets taken. But level 13 is claimed any second now for Oxygen. They have the numeric advantage too, so it's going to be an easy time for them to defend the Punisher. That's why we have a move to the top side with 2 heroes, and we have a few more moving down to the bottom of this side as well right now. Yeah, a little bit more experience being gathered here by Nick on his Hanzo, and then at the same time, Yasuo just sitting in the middle in an observer role, more or less, just reporting back to the team what's happening. Now obviously trying to catch a bit of experience and also giving them a bit more information once the Punisher goes down, so there's that. But yeah, push comes in, arrow connecting with the back line, and there's the jump attempt. Sonya's down though, and well, that's a bit of a problem. They can't get the kill against Ana. Sonya died a little bit too quickly, but you could see the intent behind it. This is the combo that I highlighted at the beginning when you're trying to follow up on the Hanzo arrow with the ult on Jojo. And that usually gives you a kill opportunity. Not so much in this particular instance. And I gotta say that Granit is struggling a bit to set anything up here anyways. They have now 3 kills against them. So Oxygen, after they lost map number 1, has really come out swinging on the first map. They lost both objectives, but they are heavily winning not only on kills, but on experience. I mean, it's not only that they are ahead in XP, they are an entire level ahead, which is pretty crazy. So given the fact that they lost both objectives. So that doesn't really bode all too well for Granit Gaming. That's a bit of an issue now. Topside, Swamgrotta against Nazmas. It's still our 1 versus 1. But I'm not gonna lie here, if the objectives can't be followed up, then it's gonna be a problem in the long run for Granit Gaming if they aren't able to get some kills themselves. Because thus far, at least, they had issues with that, and it will be a bit dangerous for them to yeah, to engage into other fights if they can't get any kills here. If the idea is to win through the objective, that's always kind of nice, but you have to really be able to push with it and take some structures down. They haven't really done that yet, and as the game continues, kills are going to become more important, simply because the death timers are increasing and you gain more control if you can take someone down. Now, I got good news. We don't have a drain build for Leo, so we are very likely going to see him with a Buried Alive on 20. That's already good news for Oxygen. Bad news for Granit Gaming, because again, Leo's Entomb is absolutely insane and just a fantastic tool here. And, well, let's have a bit of a look what they can now pull off with the level 16 talent, because the blue team is about to lock that in. Okay, top side, that's where we have Sonya starting to push this one out. In the middle of the map, still the blue team showing aggression since they have the level 16 talent. Nick is trying to push this back. Damage output, by the way, 24,000 for Hanzo, so Nick has been doing well here, but Junkrat just a bit more effective on the pressure against heroes. Good outputs on siege damage for Sonya and for Deathwing, as you would expect. The two frontliners, or the two side laners more so, have been doing a good job on this. Now, we're looking at another camp. With the vision that they had on the blue team, they know that nobody is moving in to steal it away. This is also grant them a bit more experience, and they desperately need it because they still want to fight for this. I just don't know if they can. It's only 3 seconds until the shrine is active. There's a bit of experience to be had at the bottom of the map, and they're grabbing it as we speak. But engaging into the fight, they would have to do that now, and Sonya isn't here yet. She set the top lane up. That's great. That might take down the top fort if they got enough time for it. But at the bottom of the map, there is a lead for Team Oxygen as we're fighting over Punisher number 3. Dragon Queen gets popped earlier and locked down by Hanzo. That was a nice trap. And now they have to try and at least draw even here. And they're doing exactly that, trying to close the gap. But we have a dragon versus a dragon. And Deathwing, he's just a little bit bigger. So, yeah, size does matter. And Prismaticism, he just has the bigger dragon. I don't know what to tell you here. The jump or the Junkrat, they can't get the kill, but they're focusing on Ana, and everybody's low. Ana gets thrown out. Red Robot with a save. But then the triple kill as they got the entire team. Wow. 3 kills. Look at that engage. What a beautiful combo. And a nice engage by a Skork on Jojo. They get the kills, and now with 3 kills under their belt, they are pushing. Top side, as I said, it's pushing too. The camp has done some work. At the bottom of the map, they're coming in now, starting to take down another fort. This one's gone, and now the move straight up for keep. And 3 heroes are still dead. They might be able to open the wall up before the Punisher even arrives. So here we go. At this point, this is quite the turnaround. This is exactly what Granit Gaming needed. It's amazing. They are playing like a different team here. They made so many improvements over the last couple of weeks, and it's really nice to see that all of that hard work is paying off for them. But Oxygen Esports, they're of course not done here at all. Again, these guys are going down fighting, if they go down at all. Nano boost on Madara. Here comes again another attempt to take Junkrat down. Uh-oh, that Entomb didn't do them any favors. Well, here comes the arrow. Job well done, but they're still going for the front line, and Johanna's about to go down. Jojo is down, and the keep is still standing. Got a bit tricky for a second there. Uh-oh, Prismaticism. Deathwing gets out. It got a bit spicy, it got a bit tricky, but they were able to move out. That's a nice game here. I like it. This is a really, really nice one. Now, it's actually kind of insane if you think about it. Not a single fort has been taken down until we've seen that last Punisher move through the bot lane. So now with the 5 versus 4 on the map, Oxygen Esports is deciding to be more aggressive and try to invade the camps on the other side. Taking the camp here away would already go a long way to establish a bit more map control and also vision. And at the same time, we now have down to the bottom of the map, Nazma's doing his thing too. Up at the top, there's already Prismaticism sitting tight and pushing the lane out again. We are half a level away from both teams hitting level 19. And on 16, again, more Smash talents also for Sonya. And that build is really starting to become more and more popular. You look over to Alexstrasza, and just simply having the Draconic Might there is also quite powerful. I mean, everything that he can pop into Dragon Queen is great on a map like Infernal Shrines. So that's exactly what they're looking for here. The Mithril Maze for Leo is, of course, also locked down. We're gonna see that Buried Alive, and that is gonna be a game changer. If Nazmas is able to hit his Buried Alive after they hit 20, it's gonna be nasty for Granit. They have currently 3 melees at the front, and even if you just dive into the back line and hit it there, you're gonna be able to do a lot. So it's gonna be dangerous because you have to stack up naturally on those shrines, and that is where an Entomb or Buried Life shines. This is also a bit tricky. Nice move, Red Robot. He sets the kills up for them. There is the kill against Sonya. They are hoping for a second kill against Nintori, but they can't get it. Still, that kill definitely counts. Here's the 20. Buried Alive. It's in play, and it is party time. Yep. Now they got everything that they need. They have some power that they can use to pressure the top and the middle. They have Leo at the bot lane going for the fort as we speak. And this is looking awesome. This is looking actually really great for them. Just taking those fountains down is already a big deal, but they take the fort at the top without any problems at all. In the mid lane it did some serious damage too, and at the bottom of the map Nick had to move in to defend against Hanzo. So over here we have still a little bit of experience missing for the 20 to also be grabbed by Granit Gaming, but they're gonna have that soon. And here we go. There's a push. Bomb is getting used. Okay. Objective isn't announced yet. We have it in the mid lane, by the way, which means that both of the teams don't have their fountain up. But well, there you go. All right, fountain. Yeah, fountain is both down. Forts are still there. Half HP still. And over here, we of course by now also have the camps taken. Now we got the Ancient Flame over here, and that helps. Bullseye is in. Cooldown reduction for Sonya. Not for Sonya. Sonya went for the spear. Cooldown reduction for Johanna. And yeah, powerful tools on both sides. Like really powerful tools. I mean, first of all, having Alexstrasza now fully committing to the Dragon Queen here is also kind of cool. But it's going to come down to the question whether or not that can be followed up. Against Jojo, I'm not so sure. They try the save and they get Johanna out. That's a big one. In the back line, the attack again. Oh, there's the jump. They're trying to go for Nazmas, and they might be able to get the kill, and indeed they do. Leo is down. 6 kills to 4. That's exactly what they needed here. Leo will be back soon. There's the arrow, still into the back. The jump. Beautiful combo. Once again, they go for Ana, and Ana is down. Garrosh is in trouble as well. Deathwing tries to escape and gets out, but with those 3 kills and nearly a 4th against Madara, there is a lot of control now in the hands of Granit Gaming. Nicely done. Really cool plays by them here. I love those moves by Jojo. It's just always awesome if you have the cooldown reduction on the falling sword. It is just amazing. And then also having the tools in order to use that with an arrow. And the arrows have been on point. I mean, Nick has really been able to lock down more or less all of them. At least all of them that mattered. So that helped them with immense pressure. They can take down the wall as the Punisher approaches. And of course, there's a bit of vision already granted. Punisher jumps over. Wall is being opened up at the side. And they are trying to go for keep here. That's the least that they have to take. Might even be able to go for a core. If not, a rotation down to the bottom and taking the second keep might just be the play. Here comes another jump onto Leo. Buried Life is out. That's a waste. That's not going to do anything. Instead, he goes down. Mithril Mace completed. Time to feed, baby. And here comes the push for keep and maybe even core. Can you imagine Granit actually taking it? Big arrow. This one missing, though. And there's the bomb. Alright, they're trying to go for Red Robot again. He's doing everything he can. Deathwing down, but so is D.Va. They might just be able to hold on a little bit longer. It's a 3-4. 3 versus 4 with the shield falling. 19% on the mortar Punisher. It's too much. It's too much damage here. They're getting absolutely murdered right now. That is game. That's a 2-0 lead for Granit Gaming. What is happening here today? Granit Gaming takes the 2-0 lead in the Heroes of the Storm series. What a setup. Didn't think we would see that here, but now they're a single map win away from deciding the best of 5 in their favor. Game number 3. We could have a bit of a Heroes of the Storm sensation over here. Maybe even a 3-0 for Granit Gaming. as they go up against Oxygen Esports again. But we also got a couple of Vikings here. The boys got lost again, and on a big map like Hollow, they are gonna try and make themselves a little bit more useful. Red Robot on ETC on Hollow for Oxygen Esports. Banana H with Kerosene. We got Nazmaz on the Vikings. Madara on Medivh, and Prismaticism is playing Tigers. On the right side of the map, Granit Gaming with Nick on Illidan. Oh, okay. Nintori on Dehaka, Skog on Diablo, Swamgrotta on Greymane, and Yazu on Lucio. Now, that's a bit of a wild setup too. There's a lot of cool things happening here already. I like it. Now, first of all, as I explained in one of the previous videos here in the CCL, if you're playing with the Vikings, the idea is oftentimes that you control two of the lanes. With control, I mean experience. You just make sure that you don't lose out on any of it. And you want to have a strong four-man where the rest can just rotate around and do damage and ideally take your opponent down in any kind of four-man setup. I like that we have a bit of a response from Granit Gaming with at least one global, so that can be pretty neat for them. But it will be an interesting game for sure, because there is already with Medivh a real nice touch to all of this now too. They can go for very, very quick rotations thanks to portals. He should be able to keep them all safe. But of course, it's a lot about Tychus and the way that Prismaticism is able to deal damage in this setup. He's not going for the build that we're seeing a lot more these days, where you focus very heavily on the grenade build, but instead goes for press the advantage on level 1 straight away. So a bit of a ranged increase. And this should be an interesting game. There's definitely quite a bit of control when we're talking about bosses now too. You have with Illidan the pseudo-global, you have the Haka over there for Granit Gaming, so they can be very aggressive around camps. And also, if you get Illidan and Greymane onto any kind of structure, you can do tons and tons of work there. So yeah, we'll see how that's gonna pan out. But anyways, the camps get taken, both of them actually going straight away for their hard camp, for the Bruiser camp. So the team in red was mostly taking this one late. Usually what you see is this taken early, since the first tribute spawns up at the top. But everybody is just still trying to play around in the middle of the map a little bit. No stacks for Illidan on the level 1. Just recently we've seen the unending hatred, of course, but not so much in this game. And yeah, I kind of like it. Again, I like, just generally speaking, I like compositions around the Vikings. And it makes a lot of sense, by the way, that we have, in this case, in the rhythm for Tigers. He is the only real range damage dealer. Now, doesn't mean that Medivh can't chip in a little bit of damage too, but he is the one that has to put out some reliable damage. So he is going into an increase on the time for his minigun. And we'll keep a bit of an eye on that too. Already some stacks against Nick over here. That's a heavy fight in the mid lane. As is Diablos coming in. They're trying to make the play. But here comes the portal. They're already moving out a little bit. And keep in mind, Granit Gaming, they need one more map win. And they'll decide the Heroes of the Storm match in their favor and climb the ranks of the CCL. But Team Oxygen, they're not going to give up that easily. No, and yeah, you can see it right here. As they go for Diablo, they take him down. They're probably as surprised that we are, that now they are 2 maps behind. They won every single match so far. Some against real strong contenders too. And with the Vikings, they can lock in the first tribute. We still got Olaf at the bottom, facing off against the Haka, trying to soak the experience as the mid lane gets pressured by Team Oxygen. Right here. So, let's go. Same time, Lucio, Yasu finds himself in a position where he has to hold the lane against 2 of the Vikings. He's like, team, can somebody please take over here? Are you serious? And Illidan is now making his way topside and allows Yasu to come into the middle and help them out. But yeah, you definitely don't want Illidan in that spot. Talking about Illidan, he's trying to take Balog down. Gotta be a bit careful there too. And Nick makes it out. Eats a little bit of damage, but of course has already used his abilities to make sure that he doesn't eat too much. Devil's Due is in. And Prismaticism is going full on into the auto attack style now, even committing to the level 7 talent here. But as I said previously, if you play this particular setup, you kind of have to. So again, you're the only damage dealer. Honestly, for the first time when I saw this, I was like, well, maybe it would have been better to go for another draft here on the damage. I think they would have been pretty happy grabbing someone like Greymane just so that they can do more structural damage, focus more on the macro game, maybe even get Sylvanas here. but for the time being at least, they are playing through the damage output on Tigers and try to just get as much in as they can. We got the spin to win with the Vikings. That gives them also a bit more wave clear, more control on those lanes. Helps later in team fights too after they lock the level 16 talent in, always assuming that's what they're gonna do. Level 7, also the Echo Pedal for Red Robot. He's been playing real well with the other heroes before. Nice. Banana H gets actually sucked in as they're trying to make the play for some quota. Wall stun. Alright. Madara, gotta be careful there too. They already set the portal up to escape and they make it out. The Siege Giants have done some damage, but it's not quite enough just yet. Okay, so that's actually a good setup again for the early game. So far we only got 1 kill. And Prismaticism still very much solo here. 5 minutes in means the camp is up. With camp I mean boss. And therefore it's time for Greymane to shine. But Medivh is already sniffing it out. I really think that there needs to be some kind of tool where you can actually take Medivh down when he is in bird form. Maybe like the bullet from Greymane can drop in or something. Alright, there's a stun. Got pushed into the boss stun. Boss is still up, by the way. The red team is fighting for it. Illidan with a bit of work done at the top. Boss gets leech. Is going to be back at full HP. They tried for Madara. Couldn't make it. But they're turning it. And they take at least one of the Vikings down. Eric is getting eliminated. And the rest of the Vikings busy at the bottom. Nazmaz locks in tribute number 2 for the team. And Balog is already pushing the bot lane out even further, which means that experience will be lost to Granit Gaming. They're half a level behind already. There's the level 10. They're trying to make the play for Dibbles, but they're not fully committed to it yet. And he goes drill. Real man drill deep. There we go. He goes full on into the drill. Now, back in the days, again, this is one of those things that I'm usually not really getting tired talking about, that back in the day when you would commit to In the Rhythm, you would always go for drill so that you can really work on the value of the level 4 talent and wouldn't go into Odin. But these days, you pretty much don't see that at all, since Odin is just so damn good. Even the few players that have gone In the Rhythm previously have always committed to Odin as their level 10 and 20 talent. But this is going to change things a little bit. Position on the drill is pretty much everything. And I am very curious to see if Prismaticism can get some decent value out of his ult. Most of the time when you see a Tigers player drop it, he's not going to get too much out of it. For interrupts on the tribute, it's kind of interesting too. Vikings are of course still soaking the lanes, which also means that the longer this lasts, the better for the blue team. They're going to pull farther and farther ahead, and they can still give this one up. So, yep, that's going to be a fun one. Oh, Tigers, so much for that. Tigers is down. There is the hunt. And Illidan is coming in, trying for Medivh. But, well, feel the hate of 10,000 Hero League games. But, nope. Not able to get another kill here. Trying to go for Nazmaz. There's another slide. Alright, 7-sided. Nick, he dashes out, but they're actually low. They lock in the tribute, so at least there's that. The Vikings are still busy, or at least some of them. The quest is completed for Medivh. Good job. And off we go. Nazmaz is about to lose another Viking. Olaf is down. And the rest of the team is focusing their attention immediately back up on the boss. Or so you would think. They're looking at it. But, well, seems like the blue team is not willing to give it up that easily. So they don't even try. Alright, I hate that. There we go. Bottom of the map. Nazmaz. Yeah, he's actually, I mean, he's getting a lot of XP for the team. He's in a really good spot to just control the map for them and eventually also pressure some of the structures. Next tribute gets taken as well. And yep, there we have it now. We got our 1-2 on the kill count. Level 10 abilities are nearly all back up. Isolation, once that we have Contagion, that's going to be really nice for Dehaka Toon. They might with the level 20 be able to do a lot actually in this particular lineup. But Dehaka is still holding the bot lane, as he should. He can global in whenever he's needed. But they make their play for Skork, and he is dead right away. 7-sided strike commitment. Mosh pit, baby. Make him dance. Make him dance. And that could be another kill against Dehaka, but it seems like he's able to survive. Illidan, on the other hand, he is dead, and so is Greymane. The drill in the back, and now the move for the boss. This is starting to spiral a little bit out of control here. Also, the level 13 talent is still getting committed to by Tigers. Tigers, by the way, is sitting on 30,000 damage right now. And when we're looking at the same time now also a bit closer onto the stacks that he has on his level 4 talent, he's currently at 99 stacks, which is actually quite good. So they're getting a lot out of this. There's a curse coming in right now. Again, he went for that's the stuff, and we'll see what they can actually do from here on out. But the damage output that he has is quite formidable because he stacked early really, really well. Yeah, back in the day, that's the stuff was actually the go-to talent together within the rhythm. And the reason why that was is because you healed while you dished out the damage. Now you heal after the duration is over, which is a bit awkward because the more you stack on your level 4, the more time it's going to take for your heal to kick in and the level 13 talent to activate. So once Blizzard introduced that change, it pretty much killed the existing Tychus build and pushed it out of the meta. But now some of the players are occasionally still making that particular decision. And I guess if you have a Medivh on your side, he can buy you that extra time. If he gives you the shield, even if you're super low, you will heal up shortly after. So that mitigates the problem that we have now in a normal setup with the level 13 talent a bit. It is quite important, I think, for this build. Now they push the fight hard as they're trying to defend here. The level 16 talent is so close for Team Oxygen that they really need to force the battle now. But here comes the drill, and they are starting to go for dibbles, and he just disappears. And so will the keep. The beautiful thing of this combo is that they still have the Vikings active, and the Vikings have been pushing the mid lane, where Eric took down the fort with the remaining minions. Bot lane, that's where Balog is. They're desperately trying to defend here, but this is not looking good. Level 16 talents are ready all around. Illidan is down, so is Dehaka, and the boss is on the core. The shield is about to fall. This is very likely going to be the end of the game. Team Oxygen is looking at the series, and they are saying, we are not done with this shit just yet. We are going to reclaim this series and we're going to take you down. We won't lose in the CCL. We'll take this with a 5-0 on Playday 5. They still had to move back though. There's quite a bit of damage on the core, 87%. Could argue that there's a chance that they would have been able to end the game if they just committed to it. But death timers aren't really all that high yet, so they didn't want to risk anything. And I can totally respect that. I can absolutely respect that. There was a chance for them to move in, but they didn't. But they come really in swinging. They are in a position where they are saying, we are going to take this. We're going to reclaim that now. We're going to win 3 in a row and then decide the 5th match of the season in our favor too. The problem is simply that Granit Gaming doesn't have the level 16 talent. So that's a big problem for them now. And there's the push at the bot lane for another boss. The fort is already about to be destroyed. So even if they can't go for core but simply destroy the keep itself, that would be a huge win. That would be the 2nd lane where they have full catapult control. And topside, I mean, it's just Viking hunting, right? But the gap in experience is just massive right now. It's like 2.5 levels. And at the bottom of the map, have fun defending that. I mean, the idea is, of course, to get level 16 just before you have to face the music here. But that's not going to happen either. Nope. They are half a level away. They might be able to get their 16 talent just as the keep is about to fall. But that is pretty much it. So without that, going up against this setup is not going to be easy. The Vikings are looking at another potential tribute pick, I suppose. We have another 17 seconds before that's going to be important. But it would be a curse for Granit Gaming against Team Oxygen. So there's still hope. For Granit Gaming, there is still hope. If they are able to just defend, maybe get a kill or 2 and then pick the tribute up, they could theoretically bring this back. So it would be quite smart from Team Oxygen to come in and take that tribute away with one of the Vikings and not allow it to be claimed by Dehaka or Illidan. But here comes the play. They're trying to save the keep. The drill is out already. The ley line being used. Illidan jumping into the back. Nick is on the hunt. And there's the party time. ETC comes in. They take down Illidan. He got annihilated by the Vikings. And the keep is down. The boss is on the core. This isn't looking good. Red Robot survives. Greymane goes down. They drop Lucio. And this just has to be the end. They're going for the chase. 10 kills to 2. Great play by Team Oxygen. This is what we've seen this entire season. The determination of the team. The quick calls and decision making. And they are coming in to take the core down of Granit Gaming on Cursed Hollow. Great map played by them. Real good effort here. The sizzling attacks of Prismaticism. He's sitting at 57,000 damage right now. A job well done. The Vikings, of course, leading heavily when it comes to siege damage here. And this is the first point for Team Oxygen in the best of 5. Well done. And maybe the beginning of another Heroes of the Storm comeback. Game number 4, let's go! A little bit more Heroes of the Storm here in the CCL. Our series isn't over yet. Granit Gaming at the 2-0 lead, but Oxygen Esports came back. So now we have a chance, once again a chance for Granit Gaming to end it. But there's a bit of momentum now for the blue team, and they are hoping to force the 5th map out of this one. Red Robot on Mirrodin, we got Prismaticism on Rexa, Banana H is playing Karazim, Madara on Sylvanas, and Nazmas on Diva. Whereas Granit Gaming, after this Cursed Hollow game, has kind of started to fall back into a few of the heroes that we've seen them play with previously. So now we got Nick on Kira, we got Svamgrota, again with his Slam build on Sonya, Skog on Johanna, Yasu is playing Lucio, and Intori is going straight into Consume Vitality with Leoric. So, let's go. It's going to be a pretty neat one, I think, because it's starting to spice up a little bit. Mirrodin also. As far as Mirrodin builds going, Heroes of the Storm, we've seen a lot of development over the last couple of weeks. I mean, with every single Heroes of the Storm patch that gets dropped by Blizzard, we have small adjustments made to talents too, and for Mirrodin that also meant that we have right now a pretty balanced build setup where you can on level 1 go into a lot of choices. Oftentimes it's a focus into Stormbolt talents. Right now we got them still kicking into the trade a little bit, but most of the time it's really a question of what you want to do for your sustainability. If you're trying to go into healing static on level 13 with the level 4 synergy, if you're trying a different build with Bronzebeard Rage, and then on 16 you can technically still go into stone form, even though a lot of Mirrodin players don't do that anymore. But it's really a question of how do you want to play this out. And for Mirrodin this means that if he really wants to go for a super tanky build and not go into an early completion on his baseline for the reduction, cooldown reduction on the Stormbolt, he can be incredibly tanky and just eat the poke, jump out, self-heal, and then move back in. So there's a lot of these moves that they can go for. Camps are taken at this point, so we have both teams very active on the camps on the map now. Now, Rexa is interestingly enough at the bot lane in this case, so Prismaticism is holding on to the bottom of the map and not the top side. Usually Rexa is known as the King of Dragonshire because he can be so dominant at the top of the map. At this point it's a bit of a different setup they're looking for here. Nintori is moving in to steal the bottom shrine away, but up at the top there's where the push is coming in. They have a Sylvana set up, so technically speaking they can try to pressure this even further. Sylva's already poking this out a little bit, getting the dagger connected again. But here comes the play as Nick is moving straight onto the shrine. Spin to win, baby! Whee! Connecting and flying around, and that's a kill! Mirrodin is down! Mirrodin gets dropped! Oh, and Madara is nearly able to take down Svamgrota. But it's not quite happening. Double control now for the red team, and Leo is in the middle and gets denied. No! Oh my god! Too late! Wow! 2 minutes and 30 seconds and he gets the Dragon Knight. Doesn't even know what to do with it. He didn't expect that either. I honestly thought Misha was in time at the bottom shrine. Far from it. So yeah, they are able to claim it. Job well done. I like it. Again, this is not going to be the most impactful Dragon Knight that we've ever seen, but you're already making sure that your opponent has to focus some resources on the defense, and they can now push into the middle. A very good start for Granit Gaming, and a big step forward to another match victory. Again, they still have a negative win record when it comes to matches. They're sitting at a 1-3 as we are playing this series out. This is Playday 5 of the CCL. Dragon Knight mainly relying on the Dragon's Breath. Honestly, it's something that you should do too if you're playing on a lower level. If you have an early Dragon Knight, the Dragon's Breath is the biggest tool that you have, and your Dragon Knight will be burned down very, very quickly if you just engage into a fight. So you kind of want to play around the ability and bring it over the time, and that's what they did. Mirrodin gets dropped again. There's a lot of dwarf hate over here. I don't know why Granit Gaming hates short people, but yeah, that's Mirrodin dead again. Maybe they just hate beards, I don't know. But either way, that's another quick kill, and therefore we are looking at 2 kills to 0, 2 kills against Mirrodin, a little bit of a lead, early Dragon Knight, and we'll see if that continues, because if you're the main tank on the side of Team Oxygen Esports, then you're not going to be too happy about this right now. But well, now the camp gets claimed, because, yeah, 5 versus 4, can do pretty much do whatever you want, unless your opponent gets a snipe against you. So there's paralyzing rage also for Leo, therefore the slow on level 4. Sonya is dead, okay, so they were able to take her down in the middle. But Leo with the slow is also really interesting. They want to have a lot of control here. And Nintori comes in with a mace to the face. Yazoo, a bit too deep, my friend. Just a bit too deep. Went into tower range and, yeah, overshot a little bit. Unfortunate. 2 kills to 2. So much for that. That lead is gone already. It didn't really take long for Oxygen Esports to bring it back here. Yeah, good job by them. Now, we got the top side pressure against Kira. Nick is able to make it out, but he's about to lose a tower. So that tower is gone. There's a lot of rotation play happening from Oxygen Esports right now. Attacking the top, moving down to the bottom, making a play there. So yeah, one play after another here. Same time now. Let's see what else I can do. They're trying for Nick again. Not yet. Careful. He's still trying to make it out. The body blocks. More body blocks. Nick. The body block of death, everybody. I mean, check this one out. He's just sitting tight. He's just like, let me through. And it's like, nope, not today. The double bloody block from Diva and Muradin. Nicely done. If he goes through the gate, he escapes. But they did a great job there. Just denying it completely. Now the early level 10, so that's pretty great. We got the mind control for Sylvanas. Bit of a play down here at the bottom as the mid lane is also getting attacked. Leo has to fall back. I mean, he nearly got killed, honestly. But there's another. Talking about kills, there's one. Yeah, mind control into the 7-sided. The kill against Yazoo. Lucio is eliminated. They want to go for the counter kill. And Muradin, he goes down again. Ah, well, good counter kill. Leo is dead too, though, so that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, everybody dead and dying over here. Oh, talking about this, check that out. Sonya is also gone. Thank God I still have a live picture in the replay. But yeah, as you can see, they get Muradin. Now the Dragonite is taken. But yeah, Sonya fell in the meantime too. So all of a sudden it's 6 kills to 3. It quickly changed. 6 kills to 3. And off we go. Yeah, that's Oxygen Esports on a mission. A team on a mission. Losing game number 1, losing game number 2. Apparently that woke them up. Had a great game 3 on Khaldor, and now on the 4th map, they are really starting to hurt them. They're coming in with one Sylvanas push after another. They got the Dragonite now. They missed the initial one, as we talked about. But here, they're doing really well. That mid-fight was fantastic for them. A lot of good damage, a lot of good setups. They're looking for 13 talents now. And they're also looking for some additional work to be done on the opponent structures here. Trying to come in for another one to drop this one. So let's go. What else do we have? A little bit of a move for Kira. Nick jumps out. Careful. There's the bomb. They got zoned out. Yeah, Diva is coming back in again. They are looking for the Entomb, and they get it. Muradin, he already used the jump. Can they take him down? Nah, not too much. The dwarf is a little bit tanky. A little bit too tanky right now. So, bottom of the map, still the pressure play through the minion wave. Level 13, keep that in mind. And we got Banana H already looking for the next camp. They are really applying more and more pressure at the bottom of the map. Once they can take the fountain down, that's really what you're looking for here. Take the fountain down on those outside lanes, on the shrine lanes, and that will allow you to have much better position whenever there's a fight brewing. And it allows you for more it allows more objective control for you. So if they can do that now, dancing, baby, yeah, hit the dance button. Sitting in the bush and just dancing, letting Misha do all the work. If that's not bear abuse, then I don't know what is. Seriously. I feel we are not going to cancel Prismaticism. That is like, not again. BLM, baby. Bear Lives Matter. So, now we got 13 in. Nearly another talent also for Granit Gaming. Bottom of the map commitment. They're actually even dropping the Entomb on Misha. They couldn't get the kill though, but the spray game is at least a point. I'm happy to report that. They make the play for Skog, trying to take him down too. Careful, turning it against Banana H. Lucio is moving away here. Diva in trouble for just a moment, but he is able to get out too. Diva back, topside pressure. Look at that minimap. Ooh, yep, there we go. Double kill, and the top lane is suffering as well. Not a good look right now for Granit Gaming. Off to a great start initially, and now they're getting kinda wrecked here. I mean, that engage with Rexa coming in for the flank and then the 7-sided strike once more. They get the easy kill against Kira. They follow up with Lucio. The camp top side has pushed. They could get the fort here in the middle. They go for another camp. I mean, the momentum swing is just insane. It's a pain train that is rushing towards them, and they are getting crushed by it right now. It's 8 kills to 3. Top side, yep, there's Svamgrota trying to push this back, but 16 is so close for Team Oxygen. It won't be easy. Bottom of the map, the fountain is still there. As I said, if they take that down too, that would be a big win as well. They're making the play for Svamgrota. Mind control into the 7-sided strike. It's another quick kill. Bot lane Siege Giants are now pushing the fort itself. 16 is nearly there. The Entombers, they're trying to get a kill. They might be able to make it happen. And Prismaticism, he goes down. The annoying thing is that if that happens, just a few seconds later, here's the 16, can go for his death thingy, and then maybe buy himself enough time for the team to come in. But the Dragonite is taken. Yeah, there we go. Bot lane fort is about to go down. Bit of an ass kicking for Leo. And at the bottom of the map, it seems like this one is going to fall one way or another. Minion Wave gets attacked too, but they have the Dragonite up the top. This is completely out of control right now. With death thingy, I meant feint death, by the way. Sonya, can she save it? Can she save it? Yes, she can! Alright! Yeah, well done. Dragonite's poking a few holes into the defense at the top. The rest of the team busy in the middle. They got their 16. And now also the unstoppable frames, of course, for Sylvanas. They already did all the work at the bot lane. They're trying to set up a little bit of a trap. It's a trap, baby! Nazmas is sitting here. Yeah, they get found out very, very quickly. This was a little bit too obvious. Captain Obvious is called. He wants his trap back. But it's all good. The shield glare from Sonya kind of revealed everything that they needed to know. They're 5 kills behind now. And of course, it's all about them attempting to get the level 16 talents that they can finally face off in the normal fight against the blue team. So far, it's not happening. But, well, time will tell. Damage output, as we take a closer look, 36,000 for Kira. All the damage in the world doesn't mean anything if you can't convert it into kills. 28,000 by Sylvanas. And Karazim is sitting at 23k as well. So, yeah. Another setup against the Dwarf. Careful. Gets his ult out. Yeah, there's the connect with Rexa. But they can't hammer a target down for a kill. They're still waiting for the 7-sided strike combo with the mind control, though. They've executed this now, I want to say 3-4 times. They got the kill every single time, so good job by them. The pressure with Sylvanas is there. There's the mind control, 7-sided strike, but this time Yasuo is ready, drops the sound barrier and saves the target. Great cooldown exchange for the red team, but the fight isn't over. They have their 16. There's the explosion. They do a bit of work down here. But, yep, now there's an opportunity, of course, for the red team to bring this back. Leo is here, could drop the Entomb. They're looking for a target. They're going for Diva. Nintori, he locks it in. Nazmas loses the mech. They go for the pilot. And the mace to the face. No, they're missing the grab too. Oh, that's unfortunate. They're still trying to follow it up here. Another big hit, and that's the end of Banana Age. Yep, Banana Age is down, and so is Nazmas. He can... Oh, yeah, they wrecked her. Someone doesn't like Overwatch. Down at the bottom of the map, 2 of them are still able to escape. We also saw a kill against Sylvanas, but yep, that wasn't too bad. That might be the way back into the game. 10 kills to 7. Now he can get a Dragonite. They're already in position for it. Svamgrota is pushing this back. But let's go. This is the moment. Get the Dragonite and try and take some forts down. They lost every single one that's on the map, so they need to do some structural damage, or they're going to face a very, very tough late game once the level 20 talents hit. They're, of course, trying to now pull it off in the mid lane, but they need a bit more than only Sonya. Camp gets claimed on the left side. Sonya's trying again. In comes Skog, and there's the Dragonite in all its beauty. Swinging that battle axe once again. Yeah, dropping Rexa. And let's go. Let's try and take some of those structures down. He's committing alone, though. I'm not really a big fan of this. Like, he's YOLOing in without a minion wave, without any support. He's losing a lot of his HP very, very quickly. They need to do a lot of work here. Just getting 1 fort is not enough, in my opinion. Kira is already busy at the bottom of the map, but you really want to get a lot out of this. And they are afraid. You can tell. They're afraid of the mind control. It led to so many kills. They don't want to screw this up now. They know that they have a way back into the game here, but they're just not ready yet. Leo is still pushing the top lane out. 19, they don't have it yet. They're getting closer. But as I said, I think they could have done a little bit more with that Dragon Knight. They still have some poke available, so as long as it holds up to the bot position and uses the ability to just take those minion waves down, that would be alright for them too. Middle of the map, Misha again at the forefront. The brave bear right there. 19 and a half. A little bit of a poke at the bottom, and it's all about Leo for them. Leo with the experience, up at the top. Leo, Leo, Leo. One swing after another. Again, keep in mind that he doesn't have Neil Peasant. He went into a team fight variation. At least I hope that's what it's supposed to be, because there is no extra damage. He went full on into the slow. Yeah, Jojo already used the trade. Leo is about to come back in. 20 talents. Not there yet. There we go. First level 20 is in play. Yeah, and the upgrade for the mind controller's in. We got the avatar also upgraded. Alright, the Unstoppable Force in the game. The kill command for Rexa and the upgrade for the 7-sided strike. Off we go. They really are doubling down on this. But it's all about Leo right now. Get that entomb, get that buried alive, make the engage, and then just go in for the YOLO. So, huge mind control at this point, if they can. But they first have to land all of this. Buried alive is now ready. What is Jojo gonna do? Just upgrading the shield? Is she going full on Captain America on this one? Or are we gonna see something else? Indestructible would still be available. Composite Spear. Sonya, yeah, there's the shield upgrade. Alright. Stage is set. 20 versus 20. Map is a bit more open. There's the buried alive. That's a kill. That has to be a kill. That needs to be a kill. He's feigning his death again. And he actually gets away. Are you serious? No way. Nick lost the ult too as he was trying to drop him. Oh my god. The double kill as Lucio goes down. Well, so far it's only one kill, but it's going to be 2 or more. Yep, that's the end of Kira. And, well, that might be the end of game number 4. That was a nice one. Try to come in again, but they can't lock the mind control in. There's the kills that we just saw. There's a bit of pressure at the top. There's only the old guy still standing. Dragon Knight is coming up soon, TM. But, yep, that was pretty huge. They needed to connect that damage quicker than they did. If the ult of... Yeah, well, honestly, if the ult of Kira just comes in as he drops the entomb just a moment later, then they get the kill 100%. But that way, he was able to bait a lot of the abilities out. They went in real deep for this, and now it's going to be another Dragon Knight. Yeah, Misha and Rexa are going to share this one. We definitely all know who's in the driver's seat there. And they're going to try and enter the bot lane. They're already going for camps. They can even time the camps. It seems like Murden is also... Yeah, he's capping the Siege Giant camp that they already prepped previously. They have a double camp plus a Dragon Knight that they can use at the bot lane now to end the game. They want to bring it to game number 5. They are trying to bring it to the 5th game of the series. We might go the whole distance here. And for Granit Gaming... That hurts. That hurts. You take a 2-0 lead and then you lose 2 in a row. We're not there yet, but now that Leo is down and we're seeing a kill against Yasuo, it seems inevitable. They take that keep down. Sonya already gets kicked away. Siege Giants aren't even there yet. And it will be a tie in the best of 5 series here. We're going to see another Heroes of the Storm game. Seems like the series isn't over yet. Mind control just popping off. Yeah, this is a huge win once more for Oxygen Esports. They have all the momentum. They want the reverse sweep, and they might be able to pull it off. They take Kira down, and now they go for core. This is game, ladies and gentlemen, at 2-2 in the series as we are moving into game number 5 of our Heroes of the Storm match. Granit Gaming against Oxygen Esports. Game number 5. We're going the full distance in our Heroes of the Storm match, and it's getting wild now. Oxygen Esports. Guys, this is so funny to me, honestly. Look at Granit Gaming's composition. The NA players definitely didn't see that one coming. We're going to talk about it in just a moment, but first let's introduce our players for the final map. We are on Tomb of the Spider Garden, also known as Tomb of the Garden Curse. On the left side, Red Robot. On Johanna, we got Prismaticism. On Chromie, they went for Madara and Abatha. Stukov played by Banana, and Nazmas on Samuro. Yep, the good old cheese comp with Abatha Samuro, but they were, well, there was cheese on the other side too, because Skog on ETC, Nick on Tigers, but Svam Grotta, he went for the Murky. Yasuo and Karazim and Nintori on Diva. Now, a couple of you might look at this and might say, like, what the hell is happening here? Murky? Like, what? But Svam Grotta is in the European scene actually known for his Murky play. He doesn't bust the heroes out every single game, but the European players have faced off against this shit more than once. Usually it's getting played on Tomb of the Spider Queen by him, and in this case on a very, very big map to counterplay what Team Oxygen is doing here. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And honestly, it reminds me so much of when the CCL started and the American Heroes of the Storm teams were all talking a bit about how they are very curious to see how the European Heroes of the Storm players react to the drafts from Justin. That meta that Wildheart throws out, because it's always so weird and sometimes therefore tricky to play against. And I feel like that is the exact counterpart, because I'm pretty sure that none of the players on the blue team really saw that coming. Murky goes down at the top side, but I can pretty much guarantee you that as the game continues, they're gonna hate the frog over here. They are definitely not gonna be happy about this. But that being said, we've seen now multiple times also these Abatha and Samuro setups, and as I'm not tired to let you guys know, whenever in the late game, Samuro with the help of Abatha can jump onto structures, he can burn them down super, super quickly. Fishy deal for Murky on the level 1. This is a map that sports a lot of camps that are of course now all already on the map after the first minute mark has passed. We have on level 1 the grenade build started up for Tigers, played by Nick. And I'm just excited for this one. It's awesome that our Heroes of the Storm match today goes into game number 5. We have a cool series here, and there is even a bit more spice to it, because for Granit Gaming a victory is so important here. And Team Oxygen, if they win, then they have won every single match that they played so far. But if they lose, then it's gonna make the entire league a little bit closer, and especially the fight for the pole position is gonna be a bit more interesting. So either way, there's gonna be a story to tell. Now when it comes to the setup, we got our pressurized glance in, we got the Adrenal Overlord for Abatha, going into the standard talents here. The bigger they are kicks in for Tychus, as he's gonna try and burn especially Jojo down when they can get a kill here. Nick is sticking true to his particular build. It's a bit of slime time here for Svam Grotta as he heads into his level 4. And it's gonna be fun, honestly. Murky is very annoying to play against and with, I wanna say. But when you just watch the game with him, he's fucking awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Murky is what you get when you open a yogurt and you leave it outside of the fridge for a day or two. That's what you get then. But, well, for now they're getting a frog in a bubble. Svam Grotta is already starting to heal up a little bit. Nazmas is attempting to move in. And it's a time for another seed on the map here. So, let's go. I'm just so happy that we get this as game 5. It would have been nearly as epic if it would be in game number 3 or game number 2. But game number 5, it is awesome. So, top side. Abatha still helping out. He is, per definition, the hero that doesn't respect any 1 versus 1s. Yasuo is jumping in. He's not the only one. Svam Grotta, the frog! And Chromie running away from the frog over here. I love it. Yasuo went in a bit too deep and goes down. That's the first kill. Good job by Team Oxygen. And despite all the talk about Samuro, about Abatha, and about Murky, let's not forget that Team Oxygen won 2 games in a row and has done really well in the last couple of maps. So they have an opportunity here to maybe win it all and, yeah, pull off a reverse sweep, which is kind of insane. Yeah, Network Carapace on level 7 now for Abathar, which means that this is one of the rare games where we don't see Mule from him. The Slowing Sands for Chromie, for Prismaticism. Yeah, and a full-on slime setup for the Frog as he heads into his level 7 talent now. Grenade build, by the way, gets continued from Tychus. That doesn't really come as a surprise. It's pretty much the style that Nick has been playing for a long time now. The only player that deviated away from that recently is Prismaticism within this very series. But yeah, bot lane gets opened up a bit. Now this is a really, really big map, so Abathar will eventually give value to Oxygen simply by being able to body soak while helping the team out on the other side of the map. In addition to that, there's also a lot of camps that can be taken. And Samuro is currently doing well here. Now he benefits from the fact that Abathar can always help him with a symbiote, so Murky isn't really facing off in a 1 versus 1 against him. But it also allows Svamgrota to simply move between the lanes again and go for the wave clear. And this is of course one of the cool things now. In a lot of the Heroes of the Storm games that you see these days, from a meta perspective, you will see heavy rotations between 2 lanes and just heroes that are focusing on wave clear. And Murky can help with that a lot. If you have nobody that takes the fish down, then you get easy wave clear through him, as we can see here. And as time continues, the Frog is just more and more annoying. Now, with level 10 abilities around the corner, the question is, of course, what Murky is going to go for. Going for the March is always kind of nice and fun. At the same time, if you're trying to lock someone down and get a kill, you can go for Octograb. If you're going up against a lot of Cleanse, for example, that's always a bit weird. Normally, when you go Octograb, you also want to combo it off with some kind of burst damage. That's the normal setup for it. So, there's actually a real good chance that we're going to see March instead. But it depends a little bit on playstyle, too. As they're still chasing here, we have our kill against Chromie down at the bottom of the map. The fight also continues a bit further. And Octograb it is, by the way. So yeah, Octograb is there. Mid lane pressure and the attack against Murky. Again, Abathar's head is really doing some work here. Having the Adrenal Overlord alone and the attack speed is already awesome. And they're even getting another Murky kill in. Now, of course, that doesn't really do a whole lot for you. As you can tell, there's not even a big experience lead, despite the extra kills that they got. Chromie is at 13 now. Other heroics, I haven't really mentioned any of them, but as you can tell, we have mostly the normal setup, as you would expect. 1 seat on each team. So, one of them is going to take the lead here. And it seems like the combo attempt is going to be an Octograb into a 7-sided strike. Not easy to pull off, to tell you the truth. If you can isolate someone this heavily, that's always nice, but I don't think we're going to see too many of those combs. So it's not going to be the only thing that they're relying upon. Nice setup by Banana H here. His 13, as usual, is going to be heavily impacting team fights, thanks to the lockdown that comes with Violent Reaction. Nobody is making a play for the seed just yet, but yep. We are starting to get into the gist of things. Once that the map opens up, this is when the real game, I want to say, starts. And with real game, I mean more so when Murky and Samuro are really going to come into their own, starting to push the lanes out a little bit more. They like to have some room to play with and can be really annoying on the map. So this could be a game that gets decided by Winions that get pushed on a lane, but time will tell. Murky already moving topside. Fishy deal for Svamgrota. Samuro is busy at the bottom of the map trying to get the seed. But Granit Gaming is defending with 4. 7-sided strike. Yeah, grenade against Red Robot. That was nearly a kill. There's still a couple of really good plays from Banana H as he's shutting any kind of coordination down from the opponent's team. But topside gets pressured. Murky's been here for quite a while. Abathar is doing what he can. Samura is already on the way to meet the aggression. But Murky is doing his thing. So all of a sudden we're seeing not only a fountain attack, but also the fort itself. And Murky does the usual ring around the rosy play where he's just running away and hitting with the fish the entire time. Murky's job is pretty much just to piss you off. And currently he's doing a fantastic job at that. So Abathar is providing a bit of vision with the toxic nests on the map, especially when you have like these bushes everywhere. You want to place some nests down so that there's no trap set up against you. This is of course a tribute that the red team has to fight over, since they are now 1 tribute down. And we see the monstrosity play again. Monty is back, baby. We saw a game just recently in the CCL where they played with monstrosity. Not a successful one, I might add. Monty didn't really do anything there. Here comes the attack now against the pilot, and Diva is down. Yeah, the problem with the Monstrosity is that if you really play around... honestly, I really don't like it with this combo. We're going to go over it in just a moment. But the problem is you have to baby this thing the entire time. It's pretty much just a Tamagotchi. If you leave it alone for just a bit, it's going to die. And what you... Oh, beautiful setup. Nice kill. Good job taking Jojo down here. Yeah, so as the Tamagotchi top lane is about to be taken down, the problem is if it doesn't get stacks, then you can't really do a whole lot. So Murky dies, but who cares? The frog doesn't. So you need to make sure that this thing stacks. And the Monstrosity is a little bit faster than the minion waves, which means that if you leave it alone, it will pass the minion wave, move into the opponent's minion wave or the towers, soak all the damage and then die. So you have to constantly move it back. Nice Octo Grab here to secure the kill. Monstrosity, has it moved? I don't think so. I think Murky actually took it down. That's a really good indicator of where it doesn't do a whole lot. You really need to stack it first before it becomes very useful. The reason why I said I don't like the choice, by the way, is that they play with Samuro here. Good kill again. Oh, wow, they're actually getting a lot of kills right now all of a sudden. Chromie's dead too. Thought that the bot lane has been destroyed by this entire push. That was a nice camp setup. But yeah, coming back to quickly the play around Abathar and around Samuro. I really like when you have a Samuro player that gets copied when he attacks structure, sneaks in, and then they erase structures down. That works usually pretty well. If you go into Monstrosity, that's normally a thing where you theoretically feel, okay, on a big map, that's going to do a lot for me. But I think it's going to be tricky for them to pull it off here. Now, the good thing in favor of Monstrosity is that you have a setup where this is a map where there's no global plate on the other side. But as you can tell, it's already getting burned down again and value lost. That's another big cooldown burn that won't be ready for another 1.5 minutes. And very little achieved. The lane was pushed out a little bit, but you could do that with other means too. So I'm not sure if that's really the play. I think it's more dangerous to have an Abathar on a structure. Samuro on the structure. Abathar coming in with a copy. And then a double Samuro just going in for the mirror matches and the mirror images and just taking it down. We're gonna find out if it works out for them, but I'm a little bit scared at this point. We got the level 16 talents already in. Murky with 16, even more slime, went into the fish tank on the other hand here for his level 13. And well, there we go. Another big fight for them. Already Nick in Odin form, trying to zone them out. This one is going to call down the first Garden Terrors. So quite the impactful one. And they're grabbing it. They're taking it. Top side should be defended. Murky needs to be a little bit careful with the egg over here. That might be lost, but nobody homes in on it, so they're going to be fine. And at the bottom of the map, now that both teams have the level 16, the fights continue. The Blessed Shield setup against ETC, slowing Sands, Yasuo helping and making sure that ETC does not die here. So they take the fort down. They have already destroyed the one in the middle. Samuro is doing his thing all by his lonesome. And, well, we have a full-on setup into the Carapace for Abathar. So Abathar is right now looking to really boost the Monstrosity and Samuro whenever he can. The kill against Karazim shuts the bot lane pressure down, even with those siege giants that they have. Skok nearly going down here. Couldn't quite. Yeah, he's gonna die. You see? He should. And yep, he does. Especially with Samuro sitting there too. Oh, close! That could have been an Octograph there. It was on cooldown for another 2 seconds. If Abathar doesn't pay attention here, there's a solid chance that he dies. So, yep, there we go. At this point, let's see. We have 17 versus 17, 5 kills to 4. Let's take a bit of a look at the numbers, actually. We got 38,000 damage from Chromie. Look at Tychus, 39,000, 100,000 siege damage already by Murky. Abathar is sitting at 90,000. And the Merkster? I mean, he's busy pushing the lanes. Swamgrotta is just going full on cancer build over here. And is pushing the top lane out, whereas Team Oxygen is all of a sudden realizing, guys, we don't know if we can keep up with this. The Monstrosity has been dropped at the bottom of the map in the meantime, as all of the aggression focuses into the middle. But keep in mind what I talked about earlier, the Monstrosity is now overtaking the minion wave. So it's starting to take the lead right here, gets attacked first therefore, and the catapult is also on it, which means that if Abathar doesn't pay attention and moves it back, it is going to fall without anybody on the side of Granit Gaming trying to do anything here. So Abathar actually figured it out, but Monstrosity also has taken some damage and is now on the march once again. So yep, right here. And the same play is going to be continued. It's still going to be some lane pressure simply because they are building their waves up. But that also means that it's a huge chunk of experience that is safely going over to Granit Gaming. Always assuming that they are catching it early enough so that it doesn't hit the structures. Monstrosity has, by the way, now been taken down, so Abathur has not paid enough attention to it, and therefore the next minion wave eliminated it. Talking about eliminating things, seems like the frog is getting taken down too. But now the Tigers took down the bot wave. We have both of the teams just about to hit level 19. Yeah, it's an interesting one for a 5th game in a best of 5. Really interesting one. So, both of the teams have level 19. 20 is going to be quite the spicy talent. There's going to be a lot of options here. I mean, one of the bigger ones is definitely the big red button again. But there's still the opportunity for Team Oxygen to get themselves a quick Garden Terror setup. So if they drop the seed here, if they grab it, if they channel it, then they have it. Both teams are looking for experience. This is where Abathur is going to excel. I'm actually a bit surprised that he doesn't even go to the bot lane to try and soak a bit with his body. At this point, every bit of experience that they can get would help them. Yeah, they're looking for kills. Okay, ETC gets out. Murky is in. Prismaticism is low and is Chromie. Mosh pit, baby. ETC is dead and Samuro survives. Nicely done. There's Odin, but it's a bit too late and they gotta back off. Seems like they have to face the music now. Oxygen Esports is coming in with the attempt to lock in a Garden Terror wave. But they're still playing it out. They're still playing it out here. Abathur, keep in mind, he doesn't have a copy. Doesn't have anything. Bot lane, the pressure is still on. Could still gather the seed. Nobody's getting close. D.Va, is she trying? Nope, it's going to be a Garden Terror for them. Yep, they're going to get the objective. Bam! And that's the time to push. Now, up in the middle, or up at the bottom of the map, there's still a bit of pressure happening as we speak. First one is already traveling down, so Tigers is going to try and deal with this. Big play at the top lane, where they're pushing past the fort already. The big Tuna Kahuna for Murky. We got also the Hive Mind on the side of Abathur. And yeah, it's time to party hard here. This is the push that really matters. Team Oxygen, they need to do a lot of damage. And I mean, they're doing it already. They take the fort at the top. In the mid lane, I don't see them not getting this one. Murky is going to try its best to lock it down early. Gotta say that the bot lane defense has been very solid, so they take this down before the top web weaver even reaches the gate. But now they have to focus on the defense here. Game 5. Whoever takes it wins the series. Is it gonna be Team Oxygen? Are they going to be undefeated after this? Or will it instead be Granit Gaming with another victory that they desperately need in the CCL against the leader of the rankings at this point? That would be absolutely amazing. In Granit Gaming, they are trying. Here comes the big red button as they're already pushing this out. The stun is in. He gets away. They can turn it. And now they're looking for kills. Trying to take them down here. Bot lane, also important. Got to be careful there. Catapult is in. And we are 16, 17 minutes into the game, so slowly but steadily these catapults are starting to scale and do quite a bit of work. So, let's see where we... Oh, Murky down for the duration, my bad. The egg got taken down and Murky got dropped completely. Swamgrotta. Yeah, someone didn't pay attention where his egg was. D.Va is now down at the bottom. That's actually the reason why they're going to lose the keep here. And in the mid lane, Monty is back. Monty the Monstrosity is making its way through the middle. This time, Abathur pays a bit more attention to it. At least I hope so. And yep, trying to run baby run, and Monty makes its way out. The early bird, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, has to help out at the Siege Giant camp though. And the Monstrosity is still alive and is still stacking. Oh yeah, getting stronger. Let's go. Over here, Murky is also back, but the fort is gone. 2 keeps against 3 keeps. That's the situation, both of the teams. Monty back on the Nexus. Oh yeah, ready to come back onto the lanes. Both of the teams don't have a tribute at this point, a seed, so we'll wait that out. Big damage, by the way, from Tigers. 64,000 for him, 53,000 for Chromie. So yeah, big numbers for the bad boy. And here comes the fight over the next seed. Murky with 138,000 siege damage, 150,000 for D.Va, 165,000 for Chromie, taking the lead there. Top lane, this is the one that really starts to matter because the monstrosity is moving through it, and catapults are also starting to siege up over here. It might actually be one of those setups where Granit Gaming has to let the seed go because they have to defend the top lane instead. And it's not the only lane that they have to be careful about. The mid lane is pressuring too. We have siege giants moving through it, and you can't really afford to lose another keep there. So they might be well advised to just like let this one go, or at least try to stall it a little bit for someone to defend, because, well, this is still pushing out. Abathar is doing his thing. Takes the catapult down. That's 3 catapults. Someone has to take care of this. Pressure into the middle. Seed is going to be taken. Blue team grabs it. Murky still busy in the back here. He doesn't give a shit. The frog never does, and he just bobbles away as the top gets defended, and they take Monty down. No! Murky gets taken down too. It's pretty much the same thing. So Murky down, Monty down, Egg on the map. Well, actually, Egg is at the Nexus at this point. So yeah, Murky will be back. But they're taking the camps. It's gonna come down to another team fight. The only question is, when are they gonna take it? Technically speaking, they can all wait it out until the seeds are threatening another wave of Garden Terrors. The pressure is mounting at the top side, and for Oxygen Esports, waiting is not really a bad deal because they already have one seed. So they're gonna take another one soon, TM, and also, as the game continues, those catapults scale, and they have the advantage thanks to the top keep destruction. Setting a couple of camps on their way too, just as the seed spawns top. That's another heavily important one. Abathar has 40 seconds until he has the monstrosity back, so I don't really think that's gonna work. But he could technically jump with the symbiote down to the bottom of the map and try to push the lane out a bit more aggressively. Early commitment again to the big red button. They need to zone them out. They need to channel this one, and so they're trying to do exactly that. Here we go. Yeah, good damage. 7-sided, and Jojo makes it out. They're zoning them as much as they can, but Chromie gets the interrupt. Top side, bot side, both lanes are pressuring. Oxygen Esports making some nice move with these camps. I like it. Well timed around the objective, but the channel still has happened. They created enough space for them to take this one. Murky is moving in. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, what you gonna do? Take me down? Good luck with that. See if I care. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. So bot lane, now that we have level 22 on both sides, this one they need to be take care of. So they're coming in for it. 2 catapults. Yeah, you want to burn those down as quickly as you can, and that's what they do. And the monstrosity is back. Monty is back to business. And escorting another catapult to the remaining 2 and the siege giant camp here. Pressure at the bottom of the map as we have Oxygen Esports looking for a kill. Oh, they get it. No way. ETC is down. There we go. 8 kills to 4. That is bad news for Granit Gaming. They're really happy that they were able to take the last seed. I can tell you that much, because if not, this would have been another set of Garden Terrors. But they're going to lose more now. Yeah, just look how quickly Samuro in particular can just chunk this down. This is, by the way, the reason why I was advocating earlier for the copy, so that you have a double Samuro on those structures. You can just sneak in with him and take it, but they didn't do that. Monty is still alive, by the way. Not for long, I suppose, though. Catapults taking the shield down, so the core is already suffering. Bot lane, the keep is suffering too, and they're gonna get it. 2 keeps down. Guys, it's bad news for Granit Gaming. Oxygen Esports, it's impressive. They're playing them to the wall right now. 8 kills to 4. Taking those structures was huge, and they always seem to get a kill. As the top keep is attacked, they take Murky down, and the egg was destroyed as well, so he's down for the entire duration. And at the bottom, what we are seeing is a play against ETC, and then they can take the second keep. So now they lost the keeps on both of the outer lanes, and that is devastating. Oxygen Esports, can they pull the reverse sweep off? They are close. Abathar is still pushing the top side with Monty. Yeah, but even Monty doesn't want to go up against the frog. No. He sees that Murky and he's just like, nope, that thing is scary. It's a talking frog with a bubble. I don't want anything to do with that. Let me out of here. That's from Grota. Let's take a look at the numbers. Where is he sitting? 215,000 siege damage for Chromie and for Diva. Both of them super high here. 77,000 damage for Tychus. And now the seed is spawning again. Yeah, and now you gotta fight for it again. Granit Gaming, they can't slack here. This is gonna be difficult. No camps at least. No camps are pressuring the lane, so this time it's only the catapults. I mean, it's bad enough as it is, I know, but again, it could be worse. Now that Odin has been popped, they can just move away. Move away, wait out. Oh, Octo Grab! Octo Grab! Are we gonna see the Octo Baby? Are they gonna force it? They're gonna try. Murky. There's a slide! Mosh pit, baby! It's getting interrupted, but the Octo Grab is there. And Murky is down. They need kills. They have to take the fight, but they're losing heroes. Team Oxygen just playing a bit too coordinated now. And they're doing great. The seed is up. Murky will be back. The Monstrosity is pushing the top lane, and they have to fight for this one. It was a great idea. The Bolt of the Storm mosh pit attempt from ETC, following it up with Murky using the Octo Grab. They needed to force the battle. They couldn't quite. Swamgrota moving in again. They try to go for Nazmas, but he mirrors out quickly. Yeah, and still the damage as Nick is trying to flank in. Hits another grenade big time. But the top lane, it's going to be in trouble. Time is working in favor of Oxygen Esports now. That top lane, someone needs to take care of it. ETC trying to change the angle of engage a bit. Slides in. Samuro goes down. The Octo Grab. The kill against Jojo. No way. Jojo is down. Banana H is on the run. The grenade pushes him back in. Slappity slap slap as he's trying to get out. But they take him too. The core gets attacked. Catapults are already here. Big fight once again. Look at that slide from ETC as they moved in for this. That was exactly what they needed. The Samuro kill, then the setup with the Octo Grab. Jojo is down. Oh, no fucking way! No! Oh my god, the glory of it! The Amethyr kill with... no way. The Amethyr kill with a bomb, and now Chromie is dead. 5-man team wipe. Ladies, what's happening? They're taking them down. Granit Gaming, they actually make it work. A 3-2 victory over Oxygen Esports. The first loss for the blue team in the CCL as Granit Gaming decides the Heroes of the Storm series in their favor. What a fantastic finish to an absolutely epic match. GG.